Good evening and welcome, employees, patrons, and supporters of Amalgamated Industries to Amalgamated Baseball Grounds here in Schenectady, New York for this evening's game between the New York Haberdashers and Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. At this time, we'd like to introduce the starting lineup, batting order for the visiting New York Haberdashers. Batting first, the center fielder, number 11, Versi Moore. Batting second, the first baseman, number 28, Moss Wertz. Batting third, the right fielder, number 22, Joe Nelly. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 40, Whitey Jagoff. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 23, Trevor Knockmore. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 46, Boob Jenner. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 16, Stokely Hathaway. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 12, Doug Lumps. And batting ninth, the starting pitcher, number 47, left-hander Spruce Mouthman. And let's give a good company authorized cheer for the home side, Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. Please give a cheer as they take the field for this evening's game, the shortstop, number 8, Bobson Dugnut. The left fielder, number 25, Brett Dockstra. The third baseman, number 49, Ortiz Ranches. The center fielder, number 24, Mike Truck. The second baseman, number 42, Todd Gonzalez. The right fielder, number 11, Mike Hernandez. The first baseman, number 37, Willie Dustis. The catcher, number 19, Raul Chamberlain. And taking the mound for this evening's game, the starting pitcher, number 36, Sean Foucault.
Good evening to you all. My name is Pip Cleverly. This is Radio WGY, Amalgamated Radio for the working class. Here at Amalgamated Baseball Grounds in Schenectady, New York, for the second of a three-game series between Amalgamated Baseball Holdings and the New York Haberdashers. This is officially game number 68 of the Continental League season. There are 6 games between the two in the standings. New York Haberdashers lost their last 2 games. Amalgamated Baseball Holdings won the last one against the Haberdashers, the first game of the series. On the mound today is Sean Foucault for the home side. Who right there gives up an opening single to Versi Moore. Moore batting .361, was held pretty quiet in the last game.
Straight.
Foucault,
That's up.
5 and 6. He has 33 strikeouts. This is appearance number 17 for him, start number 17 for him. He's going to give him a double, and that looks like it's going to be the opening run of the game, scored by Moore all the way from first. Moss Wertz batting, I believe Moss Wertz is batting .245. I think that's actually incorrect.
Strike.
Take a look at my statistics here.
That's inside. Ball inside.
Yes, batting .459 as Joe Nelly, the right fielder.
Strike.
The first out. It is 1-0 in favor of New York Haberdashers here early in the game. First half of the first, it's just joined us. This is the second game of a 3-game series. Both sides have in fact, my goodness, what a double play! What a fancy Dan double play to end the inning.
Play ball.
That stays very nicely controlled as far as results go. That is a 1-0 game after
Inside.
half an inning. Whitey Jagoff flying it out. And the tag up, not
Ball
good
4.
enough.
Take your base.
And on the mound today for the Haberdashers welcoming back to the Continental League is left-handed Bruce Mouthman. And he's going to get Brett Doxter to hit into a Fancy Dan double play, so might as well save for both of those. Fancy Dan double play brought to you by Fancy Dan. So let's put more FOP in your FOP. Fancy Dan. Just as I say that, Ortiz ran shares back on with a single. Goodness me, we are just sprinting through the lineup here. No time to waste. I think there might be weather overhead, so perhaps there is a storm in the area that might be making an appearance. And to end the inning, Mike Truck will ground it out. So Trevor Knockmore gets us started here in the top of the sixth. Second for the sixth, not quite that quickly to the game moving. But Knockmore is batting 314 for the Haberdashers. He's going to pop it up into the air, and Mike Truck is under it in center field. Truck has been playing first base recently. An experimentation for some future lineups. Of course, Brett Doxter was a new signing. Well, not a new signing so much as he was brought up from wholly owned baseball subsidiaries, one of the developmental teams down south in the southern part of the Nursery League. I say southern part as in I understand Western expansion is in mind for the Nursery League, and of course there will be a Pacific baseball concern, my understanding. Pacific baseball concern happening. Berkeley Hathaway is going to drop that one. A pop-up that drops shallow into left field, into a bit of a no man's land area. Only batting 239, so he's on first with a hit this inning. Doug Lumps, who's become a backup catcher. Foul off the first one. Lumps is batting 268 with 1 home run, 9 runs batted in. Only 82 at-bats this season. He's going to ground it right to Justice, who deflects it to the second baseman, Gonzalez. Ultimately, it gets back to first, and that is the inning. Retiring the side and stranding the one on base. So for Cott, allowing that first run from Moss Wirtz has very much come under control in the second inning. Looking very good.
That's inside.
And we get to the bottom of the second, started with Todd Gonzalez, who's batting 351, 17 home runs, 61 runs batted in. Has really improved himself as a middle-of-the-order batsman. He was not really the lead-off batsman that was necessary for Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. They've messed around with the batting order just a bit, but they're going to pop it up to Trevor Knockmore, his second base counterpart. Bat number one, here's Mike Sanandez, facing left-hander Spruce Mouthman. Went 4-4 with an ERA of 4.44. I am not making that up. That is actually the statistics. That is his stats last year for the Haberdashers. Amazing. Unbelievable statistics there.
That's outside.
He's currently 0-1. The second start since being pulled up back from the Nursery League. He was sent down at the end of last season. Facing a full count is Willie Dustis, and he's going to strike out swinging. Retiring the side. That's the first strikeout this game for Mouthman, who will take the plate. The face shown for Cott here in the top of the third.
Break.
The New York Haberdashers 33-34. Amalgamated Baseball Holdings 39-28. They currently lead the league. After a bit of a rough spell for the New Ohio Debonaires, Amalgamated Baseball Holdings have been on quite a run. Both teams have won 5 games in the season against one another. Of course, 2 more to go.
That's up.
And on first is Mouthman.
Ball inside.
This brings Versey more back to the plate. He had a single to start off the first. top of the third. You're listening to Radio WGY. My name is Pip Cleverly. Amalgamated Baseball, Amalgamated Radio for the working class. Broadcasting live from Schenectady, New York. And back at the top of the order, Versi Moore now has a double to his name, putting Mouthman on third, and bringing Moss Worth to the plate,
Outside.
who statistically actually is worse batting with runners in scoring position, and that's going to be right to the glove of Branchez. Gets the runner out at home, a fielder's choice, and that puts Wirtz on first, Moore on third,
Ball inside.
and prevents
No
a
tie.
second run from being scored by the Haberdashers. Good heads-up play,
No, outside.
reading the force, not needing to worry about a run out.
Take your base.
And the bases will now be loaded with Joe Nelly, who was 0 for 1 after the first inning. He is now on first. The bases are loaded with 1 out for Quiney Jagoff, who's going to hit that right to, well, Bobson Dugnut. It will score 1 run, but it does get out number 2, so no chance for the Fancy Dan double play,
Ball inside.
as that ball seemed to bounce around quite like a table tennis ball. What we're watching right now is not more. Who's going to ground out right to the pitcher for Caught, making the throw to first, and he seems to be a bit annoyed at himself and at the rest of the team fielders for allowing that second run to score, but Mouthman takes the mound.
Outside.
Against in-state rivals, Amalgamated Baseball
Strike.
Holdings for Raul Chamberlain, his first at-bat. He's batting 244. Has 11 home runs. He does know how to swing it,
Out.
despite what his average shows, and he will pop it up into right field. Joe Nelly in right field today. Get a new look.
Strike.
Again, another rest day for Stump Phillips. He had to
Ball
come in
high.
in the first game, did not
Strike.
recent game, did not perform all that well.
Strike 3.
And that's going to be the pitcher striking out, so Mouthman with strikeout number 2 today. He's got 3 in his first game.
Foul ball. Low.
Way back to the top of the order. Bobson Dugnut walked in his first at-bat.
Strike.
Missing a 2-2 count right now of Mouthman's.
Up.
And he'll get popped up. Mouthman with the catch. We are through 3 innings for New York Haberdashers, who the home side Amalgamated Baseball Holdings 0.
That's outside.
We get things started with Boob Jenna. 0 for 1 today. We'll go 0 for 2 as he pops it up into shallow right field. Todd Gonzalez takes a step onto the grass and makes the catch. Stokely Hathaway had a single in his last at-bat in the second inning.
Strike.
Here in the top of the 4th, he
Strike.
already sitting to an 0-2 count, down in the count. But he makes contact, and that's going to drop right in front of Mike Hernandez, who's to chase that one down. Gets in front of it, and it's a single. So 2 for 2 today for Mr. Hathaway. Doug Lumps takes the plate. Lumps was only batting .241 last season, played 25 games of the 42-game season. Played 28 so far this season, as well as an average of .268. And more than did very much the choice starter ever since they signed him. It was intended to have him be a backup to Lumps, but form shows. And here's Mouthman with 2 outs. He's 1 for 1 with a single. First Continental League hit. Does put his average at 500 for the season, but again it's 1 for 2. So we're not going to go too far to that. Make that 1 for 3 as he will ground out to Bobson. Dugnut 2 and the inning, and he is going to take the mound. For Brett Dockstra. Dockstra, in 18 games for the Nursery League, had an average of 302. He's batting 429. Again, that's six hits from 14 at bats. So again, small sample size. He's facing a 1-2 count, and he's going to strike out. Looking, that's the third strikeout today for left-hander Spruce Mouthman. Ortiz Ranchez had a single in the first.
Ball low.
Facing a 2-1 count now.
Strike.
That's down the middle for strike 2. Good contact from Ranchez. Is it going to be far at the top of the warning track? Is. Oh goodness me, Whiny Jagoff thought he had it. It actually bounced off the wall. It's going to be a stand-up double for Ranchez. Number 11 for him this season.
No.
Goodness me, that looked inches away from a home run. Kruk will keep Ranchez at second by grounding it out.
Ball
So 2
inside.
outs for Todd Gonzalez. Mike Kruk over 2 today. His average is just
inside.
at 400. His average is at 398 at the
Strike.
moment. And if I recall,
Strike.
the 2 for 2, 2 and 2 the count for
Strike.
Gonzalez. He's going to strike out looking to end the inning. ABH still scoreless. In this game, after 4, it is 2-0. The Haberdashers take place again. Versi Moore, they're at the top of the order again. Third time through, Versi
That's
Moore,
down.
a single and a double. He's going to lead off with another double. He's going to slide in just barely, so 3 for 3 for Versi Moore. Man batting 371, that number will be going up significantly, I would imagine. Up into the air, that's going to be off the glove of Ranchez. That is going to score more. And Wirtz is going to have an RBI single. His second RBI today. And the Haberdashers look ready to play some baseballs. And Whiny Jagoff is going to make it 4-0 with an RBI single himself. Will be the end of the day for Sean Foucault. Getting through 4 innings. In comes Steve McDykel.
No.
McDykel tends to go about 2 innings. And he will get a lot more to fly out to right field. Mike Fernandez with that catch, and Boop Jenner is at the plate. With runners at first and third. He's Jagoff at first. Nelly has made his way to third after tagging up.
Outside. Ball inside. Strike.
3-0 count. 3-1 now is Boob Jenner. Pops it up. If it stays in, it should be an easy catch for Chamberlain. It's going to be fouled, so a full count now. Be an easy one. Gonzalez to Douglas. Throwing time to dust this. A Fancy Dan to end the inning. A Fancy Dan brought to you by Fancy Dan Chemical Products. Put more pop in your quaff with Fancy Dan. All the Tonix elixirs and remedies
Low.
to give your hair that glimmer, gleam, shimmer, and sheen.
Strike.
Don't be a Mitchell, be a fancy Dan.
That's inside.
Mike Hernandez gets things started here for ABH in the bottom of
Ball
the fifth.
inside. Strike.
Still facing left-hander Spruce Mouthman through 4 innings pitched.
Strike. 3 out.
And he will strike out. I believe that's strikeout number 5 today for Mouthman. He is really looking focused and ready to pitch
Strike.
a long haul for the Haberdashers. Gets Dustis to pop it up into the air. That's going to possibly stay. That's going to go foul. Hits the netting. An 0-2 count.
That's inside.
That one was just inside for ball 1. And Dustis will line it up to Joe Nelly, so he will get on with a single. 1 out single for Willie Dustis. We'll bring us to Raul Kingelin, who's off for 1 and will pop it up to the glove of Trevor Knockmore. Knockmore, of course, the second baseman, with the catch. Pitch a spot, McDykel will ground it out on the first pitch to Stokely Hathaway. The throw is in time. We are through 5 innings for 4-0. Amalgamated Baseball Holdings down to their in-state rivals.
That's up. Nope. High.
Count for the second inning of his pitching day is Sleeve McDykel. He gets his 4th out by getting Stokely Hathaway to line it out right to Ortiz Sanchez. He brings up Doug Lumps.
No.
Hathaway was 2 for 2,
Low.
so that's a very good out to get to start things off here in the top
That's
of the 6th.
inside.
4-0 the count. A little bit under good authority that the Boston Ruffians did upset the New Ohio Debonaires by a very surprising score. I must admit, the final score was 11-3, so the Ruffians get a much-needed win, and that gives a little breathing room should ABH
Ball low.
get a win today between them and second place
No.
New Ohio. But not much can be said if they don't get the win today. It will keep things at 1
That's
game
down.
apiece. Say Philadelphia is 1 game from
Take
New
your bets.
Ohio. And they are back to where they were last year. They're moving back to second place. It was, I believe, it was Pittsburgh and Philadelphia in a battle for second place, but ultimately Milwaukee were the champions in 1919.
Outside. Strike.
Top of the order, it's Percy Moore, who is 3 for 3 today. Make that 3 for 4. He will fly it out to Brett Doctor to retire the side. So we head to the bottom of the 6th. And 10-3, the number of hits scored. Mouthman going through his, going into his 6th inning of pitching.
Strike.
This is about where he,
Right.
made an appearance last time. He was a losing effort. He did go
That's
6
up.
1/3 innings in his first outing.
Strike 3. You're out.
He will get Bobson Duck not to strike out looking. That's strikeout number 6 today. Goodness me, Mouthman is
Nope.
becoming quite the difficult pitcher for Amalgamated Baseball Holdings to figure out today. But fortunately, Brett Dockstra will get that single, his first single of the day. He'll be
Strike.
on first with 1 out. The fielding issue.
That's
Knoxmore
up.
trying to dive onto a throw to Mouthman in time.
Ball
Throw is
high.
not in time. Dockstra running it out. And it brings us to Ortiz Sanchez. He's 2 for 2 today. He's got a single and a double. It's going to go into left field. Whiny Jagoff will retrieve it, and runners are on first and second. With Mike Truck to the plate. Truck batting 398,
Break.
but with runners in scoring position, he's batting 438.
Ball inside.
Still, that average is not as much as Moss Words, the
That's down.
league leader of batting average with over 450. He is the only qualifying batsman with a batting average over 400. Also have to have about three at-bats per game to qualify for that record. Truck's gonna hit it into a whoa! Goodness me, when he got the single. And he's on first. However, Brett Dockstra trying to round third
Ball low.
and score. Well, I approve of the
Straight.
bold strategy, but unfortunately the throw of Jagoff was too much. Versi Moore now being tested. The throw into third, not in time. It's the first run of the game. A Todd Gonzalez RBI single makes it 4-1. And Amalgamated Baseball Holdings are down by 3.
Inside. Strike.
Max Hernandez is 0 for 2 today. That was Gonzalez's
That's
first hit of the
inside.
game. That was RBI number
Strike.
62 for Gonzalez. He leads the league in runs batted in. Absolute star for the... Oh my goodness, no, he's hit it to industry. Mike Hernandez hits it over the left field wall, tying this game up. A 3-run home run to industry indeed for Mike Hernandez. And we are tied at 4 here in the bottom of the 4th. Willie Justice will pop it up for out number 3. However, a 4-run 6th inning makes this a tie game as we head to the top of the 7th. With Steve McDykel still on the mound
No,
for a
outside.
BH going into his 3rd inning.
Strike.
Mike Hernandez, a 3-run home run, tying
Strike.
this game up. Over the league leader in the batting average title, Moss Wirtz is at the plate. 59, he's just popping out of the foul territory for out number 1. 2 for 4 today. Joe Nelly is 1 for 2.
Strike.
He singled in his last at bat. Facing Steve
Strike.
McDykel yet again.
Oh.
Beg pardon, he has not faced Steve McDykel yet today, so this is his first time facing McDykel.
Out.
And McDykel will get him to line it out right to Willie Justice for out number 2. Finally, Jagoff has 2 RBIs today.
Off the plate. Nope. High. Oh. No.
And the Haberdashers would like to see him, batting 326,
Straight.
get a very good boost to their offense, and he's going to get onto first with a single, a line shot, very rocketing right to Mike Truck, who fields it well, keeping it from being an extra base hit. Trevor Knockmore is 0 for 3 today.
Foul ball.
And he hits it very well, but it curves foul.
Inside.
Next pitch is
Strike.
ball 1. It's a 1-2 count. That one is just in the bottom corner of the strike zone. Holds his swing for ball 2. Michael throwing that one high. This might be towards the end of the tenure for Michael Ranches. Fields it to Justice. And that will most likely be the day for Steve McDykel. He's on deck, but I can't imagine he will take the plate. As well, Dean Westry. Not only that, but Dean Westry is coming on.
Strike.
And Ezemiah Deno.
Ball inside.
So Westbury coming in as a pinch hitter for Raul
No.
Chamberlain. And Westbury is going to line it up with left field line. Westbury batting 293 is going to be on. And here comes Sleeve Redrosian. So one sleeve for another.
Strike.
Imagine both will be pinch hitters as Redrosian coming in for the pitcher spot, and being Westbury is not a catcher. Not Ray Westbury, but Moises Girardi is the backup catcher for the remainder of the season, coming up from wholly owned baseball subsidiaries.
That's inside.
A 2-2 count, and he will strike out. Redrosian strikes out. And Bobson Dugnut hits into a fielder's choice, does not get the fancy end double play, does do the Haberdashers, so it keeps the runner at first, fielder's choice, keeping the inning alive for Brett Dockstra, who's 1 for 3 today. His last at-bat was a single. Doesn't matter, over the 4-4 record, that's going to potentially, well, that looks like it will be a passed ball. Perhaps a wild pitch, have to see how it's scored officially.
Strike.
But it does move. Dugnut to second.
Strike.
That gives Dockstra a chance. Anything that is hit into the outfield will not like that, unfortunately. That will likely bring an end to the inning as Versimore makes the catch. And we remain tied with Dave Glark coming to the mound here in the top of the 8th. Listening to Radio WGY, Amalgamated Radio for the working class. And sure enough, Dean Westbury coming out for Moises Girardi.
Strike.
Dave Glark has an ERA of 3.99, 3.25, 18 strikeouts. This is appearance number 25 for him.
Strike.
He does get Boob Jenna to ground out for the first out of this inning. Roughly Hathaway's 2-3, 2 singles, gonna go into right to Ortiz Ranchez, takes the time to set himself, throws it to Dustis for out number 2. And in comes Gauze Blacksmith. So a similar strategy, and he's going to drop that one into left field. And Blacksmith batting 307 drops it in for a single.
Strike.
Well, Denove
Right.
will stay in this game. Not put any other bullpen members as that takes a very strange bounce. Hit in the glove of Bobson, dug that, but not enough in time. A strange bounce allowed Denove to get right to where he needed to be. And with 2 outs, there are runners on first and second for Versimore.
Out.
3 for 4, Versimore. Only has 28 runs batted in this season, 12 home runs. Doesn't do well with runners in scoring position. He's a good lead-off batsman.
Low.
Former Charleston
Straight.
Crow. Batted 347 for the Crows, 371 this season. Oh my goodness! Oh gosh! Oh gosh! Well, that is...
Hey.
Well, 1 run scores, but someone should check on the groinial area of Dave Glark. He is being rolled off the field. In comes Dwiggett Rochegall.
Ball inside.
Well, I'm not one to question anyone's manhood, but I
That's
question
down.
the manhood and the constitution of that manhood. As Dave Clark, well, Amalgamated Baseball Holdings get the out. But they do give up the lead. It is 5-4 on a line drive square to the testicles of Dave Clark. seen something so nauseating in my entire life.
Off the plate.
Calling this fine sport.
That's down.
I beg your forgiveness for a bit of candor here. Ortiz Ranchez will tie this game up by hitting it to industry. Ortiz Ranchez 4 for 4 today. It's home run number 10. And ties this game back up at 5. Well, I would worry that a line drive to the gonads
Strike.
would be the decider in this game.
That's inside.
But Ortiz Ranchez has tied this one up with a home run off of Ezamaya Deno. Making it 5-5 here in the bottom of the 8th. Mike Ruck. The strikeout swinging. Bring us to Todd
Ball low.
Gonzalez.
Ball low. Inside. Ball 4. Take your base.
Gonzalez will walk. Can't say I blame that decision for Deno. But it does put the go-ahead run on first.
Strike.
In the bottom of the 8th. For Amalgamated Baseball Holdings.
Ball low.
Mike Fernandez has the home run. 3-run home run
Outside.
earlier this game. His last at bat.
Ball inside. Ball.
Be foul. It leaves the field of play.
Ball 4.
And he will walk. That will put another runner on first. Moves Gonzalez to second. Will he dust this? 1 for 3 today. First pitch is foul.
That's inside. Outside.
Justice has 32 runs batted in this season.
Ball
And
inside.
number 33 would be a potential deciding one.
Ball 4.
And
Take
he
your
will
base.
walk. So Deno has walked the last 3 batsmen. And in comes Franco Yellington, number 69. And that's going to score a run, as that is potentially an error to Boom Jenna. And that error produces 2 potentially winning runs for Amalgamated Baseball Holdings.
Strike.
Moises Girardi, it bounces off the glove of third baseman Boob Jenna.
Ball inside.
Back to the top of the order with 2 outs.
Ball.
It did score both Gonzalez and Fernandez, so Girardi getting 2 first Continental League runs batted in. It's like potentially 2 more will score. It is 9-5. Bobson Dugnut.
That's down.
With runs batted in number 29 and 30. Got 30 on the season, and Brett Dogstra. Hit it high to the air. Is that going to get over the field instead? Into the diving glove of Joe Nelly. Well, I must say that catch is worth a salt. Brought to you by Salt, the seasoning craze that's sweeping the nation. Try it on anything.
Strike.
Found wherever salt is sold.
Strike.
Meanwhile, the home run
Low.
brought to you by Industry
Ball low.
brand colognes, perfumes, and fragrances. If it smells good, it must be industry. If it is industry, it must smell good.
Foul ball.
Top of the ninth, Dwicket Portugal on the mound.
That's
facing
up.
Joe Nelly with Quiney Jagoff and Trevor
Take your
Knockboy.
base.
After that, a chance to win the game, and it will be a walk of Joe Nelly, a second walk today. Joe Nelly is fighting for his spot
That's
in the starting
inside.
lineup. Tom Phillips not in the
That's outside.
lineup. His fielding prowess is definitely showing, but goodness me, the
Strike.
outfield of New York Haberdashers is a wealth of
That's outside.
batsmanship, and I have to imagine they would
Strike.
probably deal away some of those outfielders in the off-season if I were them.
Foul ball.
I feel that they have a lot of starting outfielders, but again can only start 3. And it's hit high to the air. Should be Mike Kruk getting under it. He does for out number 1. Quiney Jagoff. 2 RBIs for him today. 2 hits and a sacrifice. Not a bad day at all for Quiney Jagoff, who played left field today. So nearly a
That's
chance
up.
in right field. Trevor Knockmore is 0 for 4.
Foul.
Fouls it off for the first strike.
Strike.
Portugal does have 4 saves to his name. And also a 3-1 record. Does not get the fancy Dan, but will get Knockmore at first. After taking that one off the glove, or perhaps the ankle. Alright, so Tom Phillips is going to be the pinch hitter for the final out of the game. He's going to swing on the first pitch. And Amalgamated Baseball Holdings come from behind to take the win. The final score, the New York Haberdashers 5 runs from 14 hits with 1 error. Amalgamated Baseball Holdings 9 runs off 11 hits. This does improve ABH to a record. As I just double check my statistics. This does improve Amalgamated Baseball Holdings to a record of 40-28. New York drops to 33-35, 7 games out of first place. Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. This now puts the New Ohio Debonaires 2.5 games back. As we reported, they did lose their game earlier to the Boston Ruffians. So Amalgamated Baseball Holdings have a bit of breathing room as New York drop to 5th place. And 2 games under 500. The winning pitcher is Dwicket Portugal. Portugal will improve 4-1 after going 1 1/3 innings, going hitless in that. The loss goes to Ezemiah Denove, who will drop to 4-5 on his record, also going an inning and a third, allowing an earned run that would ultimately spell defeat for the Haberdashers. The final game of this series will take place, I believe, in 2 days' time. But we thank our sponsors, the Honeywheat Tobacco Company, who bring you fresh hand-rolled cigarettes rolled in the fabled tobacco roads of the Carolinas. Any time is a good time for a Honeywheat cigarette. Third finest dandy of the day is Mike Sanandez, going 1 for 3 with a 3-run home run, tying the game up early in the 5th, I believe it was the sixth inning. Second finest dandy of the day is Versi Moore, bully to him, going 4 for 5, 2 singles, 2 doubles, and a run batted in. But the finest dandy of the day, getting a complimentary carton of Honeywheat cigarettes, is Ortiz Ranchez, going 4 for 4, with a home run, a double, 2 singles, and an RBI coming from that home run. He is the finest dandy of the day, brought to you by the Honeywheat Tobacco Company, who humbly request that you smoke wheat every day. The final game of this series takes place on the 14th, 2 days from now. On the mound for Amalgamated Baseball Holdings will be Tim Wakefield to take on Herzl Good for the Haberdashers as they close out the series And these two New York State teams faced one another for the final time in 1920. Do come out to the to Amalgamated Baseball Grounds to check it out. It's your last chance if you can. But that will conclude our broadcast here on Radio WGY, Amalgamated Radio for the working class. My name is Pip Cleverly. I bid you a good evening, and please report to work tomorrow at your regularly scheduled times.